higher authority. You would think if you were going out to negotiate something, you would want to have the authority to make a decision. I know what I'm doing. Your salespeople say, let me just negotiate the best deal I possibly can. In reality, you put yourself in a weakened negotiating position when you do that. You're better off not to have the authority, or if you do, don't let the other side know. You need to have a vague higher authority behind you that you have to check with. Let me talk to the people about head office, at head office about that and see how they feel. Don't make it an individual. If your salesperson said, well, my sales manager would have to approve that, what's the first thought the customer's going to have? Let me talk to the sales manager. Why am I wasting time talking to you if you can't make a decision? But that vague higher authority appears to be unapproachable. So on one side of the coin, you're retaining your own resort to higher authority. On the other side of the coin, you want to remove their resort to higher authority. You want to get a commitment from them that they could make a decision. So let's say that you are trying to buy another company to expand your territory, and you've heard that this one's for sale. You've made an appointment to meet with the managing director or whoever appears to be the responsible party. Before you get your proposal out of your briefcase, you say, look, I don't mean to put any pressure on you. That, in terms of hidden meanings in conversation, is called a preparer. What have you just done? You've just prepared them for pressure. You've just given yourself permission to put pressure on them. I don't want to put pressure on you, but we are looking at another company also. Frankly, we'd rather put something together with you if we can, but they're pressuring us for a decision, and we don't want to lose that opportunity if we can't get together with you. What have we just done there? We just told them that there's competition here, that we have options. Options give you power. Could I just ask you this? If this proposal that we have for you meets all of your needs, now that is as broad as any statement can be, right? If this proposal meets all of your needs, is there any reason why you couldn't make a decision right away? Fairly harmless thing for them to say okay to, because they know there's loads of wriggle room there. They can always find something to object to in your proposal. But look at what you've accomplished if you can get them to laugh and say, well, sure, meets all of my needs. I'll give you a decision right now. Number one, you've eliminated their right to say, I want to think about it. If they say that, you say, let me go over it one more time. There must be something I didn't explain thoroughly enough, because you did indicate earlier you could make a decision. And secondly, you've eliminated the right to say, I need to take it to my partners or my banking committee or what have you. So initially, we just make a pass at that and hope that it works. Let's say that it doesn't. And they say, no, I can't make a decision until I've spoken to my partners about it. So step number one is appeal to the person's ego. But your partners always follow your recommendations, don't they? Now, once in a while you get lucky. Once in a while you're dealing with such an ego that they cannot resist that. And they'll say, well, yes, you're absolutely right. It's just a formality anyway. But let's say that doesn't work either. And they say, well, you know, my partners listen to me, but I can't give you a decision until I've taken it to them. Step number two, get the commitment that they will recommend it to the higher authority. You will recommend it to them, won't you? Now, they can only go one of two ways here. They can say, yes, I will, which is the hopeful response. Yes, I think it's a fair proposal. I'll see what I can do for you with them. The other thing that can happen is an objection is raised. Something comes out of the woodwork. Well, one of my partners are going to have a problem with this non-compete clause that you have in here. Or one of my partners is going to have a problem with this management clause you've got in there. Anytime you can raise an objection, you should say hallelujah, right? You all know that objections are buying signals. Only the most neophyte salesperson thinks that objections are the problem. Objections are not the problem. Indifference is the problem. Objections are buying signals. Now, particularly if we're talking about price here. If price is the issue, you should say, this is terrific. I'm halfway there already. If people have no interest in doing the deal, they have no interest in what the price is. It's only the people who want to do the deal that have a problem with the price involved. For a while, I dated a woman who was studying interior design, and she took me down to the Orange County Design Center to show me a couch she wanted us to buy. She sat me down on the couch and said, isn't it a wonderful couch? I said, no question about it. It is a marvelous couch. She said, feel the leather. I feel the leather. It's covered in Italian kid skin, softest leather I've ever felt. She said, it's only $12,000. I said, how can they do it for only $12,000? And she said, you don't have a problem with the price? I said, no, I don't have a problem with the price at all. Why don't I have a problem with the price? You got it. I'm not paying $12,000 for a couch. I don't care what they covered it with. Now, if I were interested in buying the couch, would I have a problem with the price? Oh, you better believe it. Major problem with the price. So in step two, either they'll say, yes, I will recommend it, which is great, or no, I won't, because that's a buying signal, so you win either way you go. Step number three, qualified subject to close. There are 26 closing tactics. That's ways to get people to make a decision faster than they would otherwise do it. The subject to clause is the same one that your life insurance agent uses on you when he or she says, I don't know if I can get this much insurance on someone of your age. It would be subject to you passing the physical anyway. So let's set you up for a free physical, and we'll write out the paperwork subject to you passing the physical. It doesn't sound as though you've made as big a decision as you really have. In reality, they know that if during that physical you can fog a mirror, they can find somebody somewhere that will underwrite that policy you really have bought. So these are the three steps you go through when you have trouble removing their resort to higher authority.